I'm back now, and we are going to finish this today. We're pretty much at the end, I think, because there is a point of no return. But I didn't finish the game. I felt really tired. It's probably the painkillers having an effect on me. But now we need to go and confront Wesker. Albert Wesker. Because he killed his brother.
All this marvelous stuff, huh? Closing sale at the charlatan's shop.
I wasn't asking for your opinion, you croaking crow.
Hey, oh, careful with the racist remarks, will ya?
Hey, Melvin Leader. How you doing? It's been a while.
Ah, Vice has arrived, I see.
Ah, clucking monkey.
What'd you say, Martin?
I said I'm clunky. It's almost impossible to think of you as a real doctor, old bird.
According to rumor, that is.
Believe it or not, I had a great future ahead of me. But the world simply wasn't ready for my genius.
Well, it probably never will be.
Ooh. How are your secret experiments coming on, Doc?
That's why they call them secret.
I see.
How's it going, Papa Boobo?
Papa Boo-Boo.
I don't know why it kept changing the voices today. It messed up with the voices earlier on Discord when I was talking to other people, and now doing it again. Thanks for telling me. Hey, no more good username. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I've lost a bit of weight recently because of my death, you know.
Ah, I see. Sorry to hear that. Get well soon, Papa.
Thanks, son.
Yep, he is back. Well, I'm back. Yeah, I felt really tired yesterday. The painkillers probably made me feel tired as hell, and oh, thanks for the follow. Yeah, people add me as friends before they follow me. Terrible, I tell you. Let's have a look at what Ursula has to say.
Sometimes I think about what a hot and popular gal Ursula used to be.
Used to be?
No hard feelings?
What can I say, boys? I have a big, soft heart.
Yeah, you have a big soft heart.
You sure do, Ursula.
Would you like a nice hot cup of tea?
No thanks, we just came to say goodbye.
Why? You going somewhere? Traveling?
Oh, we'll probably die.
No, we're just visiting a nice place in the city.
Sonny's gonna die.
Shut up, Morty.
Yeah, it's just, I haven't really been getting enough sleep myself. At most, I would get 2 hours of sleep. And, it's just really messes up with you over time. I really love the aesthetic of this game. If I had the choice, I would like it if they do the same approach they did with Phoenix Wright, where it's multiple cases in one game, and then the finale kind of ties it all up together. This one is just one case from the looks of it. The voice acting is solid, the aesthetic is really good, the music suits it fine. I don't tend to play a lot of visual novels on stream. I find them probably the most difficult genre to stream for me. Because there is a lot of talking, and it's either me reading it and no time to really talk about other stuff, or it's voice acted and it's still difficult to talk about stuff. So I tend to avoid it. I like something with still more story and more gameplay to it. Puzzle games probably not too good with me either. It's really nice. I mean, they've built up a nice city that's good enough for multiple games, I would say. They have several good characters they could easily reuse. They've introduced them in a good way. I wouldn't mind a prequel to this game involving some of the cases they keep referring to.
So it's a case. Well, be careful, boys. And sorry I snapped at you the last time.
You don't need to say that, Ursula. We deserved it.
You're a good boy, Sonny. And Marty's a downright saint.
He shot me before. He's not a saint.
Oh, come on, Ursula. Stop that.
I've never actually played Prinny. I've played this guy 1, 2, and a little bit of 3. But I've never played the spin-off with Prinny. I guess I should say I've never played the spin-off with Prinny, dude.
The old owl looks a bit tired.
I would agree if I had moved the camera to the right a bit more.
Us too. I'm not sure I dare look in the mirror right now.
Don't do it, Marty. Hey, Boobo.
Hello, old man.
Is he pretending?
Is he asleep?
But his eyes are open.
He looks stoned as hell.
Boobo!
Hey, what is it? I wasn't sleeping.
You were something.
What the hell are you doing here, chickens?
Sonny wanted to say hi before he suffers an unpleasant death of lead poisoning later tonight.
Would you shut the clock up, Marty? You're not funny.
You're not funny with using clock up every time, Sonny. But we still let it go.
I am a little bit.
You're going to Wessler's, huh?
Bingo. We're gonna put an end to this madness.
Ooh. Or you're stirring up an even bigger madness, am I right?
Well, that's always a possibility.
Get yourself killed for all I care, but don't come here covered in blood, because I'm not gonna open the door for you, I swear.
It's fine. We'll let Ursula open the door. How does that sound?
Well, thanks for the support, old fart.
Don't mention it, you old gizzard.
I think I own every single Disgaea game. But I've only beaten the first 2. They require a ton of time investment. Something I don't have the patience for anymore.
Ah, you know, Sonny, few places are as cozy as the Hop Dog at dawn.
Yeah, hot dog at me.
You have a point.
The silence, the fog, the sunshine slowly devouring the sleeping city.
The smell.
Yeah, the Cobbler District has its own distinctive aroma, that's for sure. But wait, do you smell that?
Ah, it seems Zip is ready with the first batch of coffee.
That's waiting only for us, my friend.
I haven't played Tekken in ages. I played the first... Well, no, the first Tekken I didn't play too much back in the day. I played 2 and 3 quite a bit, 4 less so. And basically 5 and 6 just never really... I had 5 on the 360. I barely played it, and then didn't play any of the others. Yeah, I heard Kunimitsu got released. I'm surprised They're releasing characters who should have been there from the beginning, but I guess they want the money.
It seems so peaceful now, huh? Like a sleeping big cat. Peaceful now, but when it wakes, you're done.
You mean Laura, don't you?
Yeah. I admit I miss her, but I'm also a little afraid to go home to her.
I'm not surprised, since she hasn't heard from you in days. She's gonna pluck you, Marty.
I don't know whether pluck is meant to be something else or just pluck.
Yeah.
We still haven't found out what Laura is. She's a predator, but what kind of predator? I don't know.
Does it still work?
Who knows? Maybe Zip's keeping it for decoration, or living in it.
I can easily imagine. Poor bastard. Roachtown's stirring.
Thank the gods we're not gonna be here when it's fully awake.
I think the buzzing of the hive has its own charm, you know?
Yeah, from afar, on a postcard maybe. But for real? Oh, thanks but no thanks.
I really think it's a wasted opportunity
old
to
Zip's
have
finally
one
come to
single
his
game.
senses.
I think we may have got to him.
Yeah, it could be a chicken. I mean, it could be a fox or anything that specializes in chicken. I don't know why they haven't really said what she is. But he did say he has a stripe fetish. So there must be some what was it again? What are they called? Was it there was a striped hyena? Maybe a tiger? There were striped hyenas, weren't they? Yeah, I could see that. If he has that fetish, I guess it does make sense.
We get to everybody, Boss Bird. Everybody. Well, he's out. He's brave indeed. Or an idiot.
They're often the same, Marty, and you should know.
Old coffee, how many days has it been sitting there?
Hey, Zip, listen here. This coffee, it's 2 days old.
Thank you.
And?
Nothing.
I'm gonna try the food here one day.
Wait, you've never had the food here?
Oh, you have to die of something, right?
Oh, it can't be that bad. Though, I'm sure old Zip's not making it out of premium faux meat.
You have such a delicate way of putting things. You can be glad if he's not serving you one of your relatives.
You're right about that.
Okay, but here is the thing. They all have similar anatomy up to the head. Sometimes the arms are a little different. So would they taste any different if they were cooked? Like, can you even tell? And it seems they can mate with each other, so I guess they're all mammals or something. Even the chickens. I'm thinking too much about this, am I not? I wouldn't mind a biology lecture just based on this game.
Let's say hi to the old trash panda.
You mean a last goodbye, right?
Hello, Zip. I see they kicked you out.
You know, Sonny. They told me I could stay in there for 48 hours if I wanted.
Well, maybe you should have done that.
Shit, I had enough. Fuck it. You understand? When you interrogated me, you opened my eyes. I don't give a shit about him, about Wessler and his henchmen. Let them come if they want. It's not gonna be easy for them. You can be sure of that.
That was pretty much my attitude when I got hospitalized and checked myself out. Like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm tired of this shit.
That's the Zip we know and love.
Thanks, Marty. So, why you here?
One last coffee before the end.
Are you going to get him?
We don't have a choice, Zip. We're grabbing the rat by the tail. No screwing around. No playing it nice.
Ah, I see Ibben's really got to you.
Just Sonny. I'm like this all the time.
And not Ibn, Albert.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, why do some animals have tails in the game, but not others? Like, the chickens don't have tails.
And what do you expect will happen when you get there?
They'll either let us in, or we'll blow open the doors and go in guns blazing. How hard can it be?
Well, I'm not sure you know what you're up against, boys, but it's your funeral. I'm just glad I got to know the legendary chicken police.
Hey, don't write us off yet.
I'm just getting ready for all possibilities, Marty. Hey, chicken coppers,
What?
Yeah, Zip?
take care of your feathers for me, okay?
Will do, Zip.
Don't worry. I'll protect this smelly old bird.
Why don't you hire a cook, Zip? Or at least a dishwasher? I know just the guy. Strapping young lad, got quite a big mouth, but he's not that bad, though he does smell like chicken.
Don't you mean that Marty guy? I heard horrible things about him.
They say he names all his guns.
Well, he's a flop with chicks.
Hits first, asks later.
Yeah, a real chicken shit.
And Marty's just standing there. I wouldn't be saying that, considering he's carrying Big Bertha with him.
Hey, I'm right here.
We know, Marty. That's why it's fun.
Yeah, blow me, both of you.
Alright, I guess they're not gonna blow him.
Well, if we have anything else to ask the old beaver, this is the last chance.
Hey, don't steal my style.
Just learning from the best.
Let me give you some advice. Don't. Since when do you drive a wonder machine like that, old beaver?
No, that's not mine. My son left it to me for safekeeping while he's working abroad.
The cubs still visit home often, then.
They're good kids. They come to visit me several times a year, and if they're not here, I still have you boys. Am I right?
You're fortunate indeed, Uncle Mullen.
Sure I am.
Alright, let's talk to him.
And good old Mullen is still on duty.
Eternal, like the Knights of Clawville.
And the pain in my back. Hey, old man. Sun's not even up yet, and you're already open?
You know what's my secret, sonny boy?
What?
I never close.
When do you go to bed?
That clever.
How can I help you, lads? I see you're going somewhere.
Well, Sonny's going to die. I'm just wrapping up a delicate case.
So, you'll be off to the Westler residency then?
How does everyone know?
You're sharp, old beaver.
Well, me dear lads, I'm glad I got to know you.
Hey, don't you start too.
That I'm just kidding.
Alright, let's talk about Albert.
Does the name Albert mean anything to you?
I know multiple Alberts, sonny. Which one do you mean?
Albert Wessler.
I see you're in a funny mood, sonny boy.
I'm not joking, Mullen, but I'm surprised there's something I know and you don't.
And who is this Albert anyway? Ibn Wessler's hidden son, maybe?
Twin.
Even better, my friend. His secret twin brother.
Oh, you've walked into trouble there.
I was hoping you could tell me something useful about him.
I can, sonny boy. Avoid him. Avoid the whole Wessler family. Those who happen upon secrets that deep sink without a trace.
Well, I used to be a professional swimmer. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't.
I lied.
Then why did he say it?
What do you know about that asylum? What's it called?
The asylum with the worst name ever.
Since there's only one of those around Clawville, I know which one you mean, Sonny. It's an ancient mansion, easily around 100 years old for sure, or more. Well, what do you want to know about it anyway?
We actually just got out of there.
That explains everything.
Oh, you.
Seriously, what do you know about it?
The place is self-sufficient in theory, but in reality, the Crown maintains it. No one knows the exact reason why, but according to gossip, they used to keep someone in there. Someone who was either part of the royal family or just very close to the fire. But who knows? Maybe it's just a legend.
Well, they say we're legends too, and we're standing right in front of you. Am I right?
What can I say then? This whole city is full of legends.
This Albert, he had to paint a picture of Natasha at his brother's request.
Let me guess. He fell in love with her.
Very predictable story, I guess.
Yeah, classic, huh? Then he killed his brother and took his place.
Yeah, well, that's a classic too. So, you're telling me who goes by Ibn Wessler is not really Ibn Wessler?
Exactly. He's Albert, a dangerous lunatic with multiple personality disorder.
Ha ha, lads! I guess that Miss Marble's going to write another one of those novels about this.
You mean Meredith? Oh, that's just what we need.
Once you sold your soul, it's too late to cry about it, sonny boy.
That's what I keep telling him.
Do you know Dr. Quetzal?
Do you mean Professor Quetzalcoatlus? Yeah, now you laugh at this, but we went to university together.
You did what?
Wait, you passed kindergarten?
Do I not look the type to you?
No, well, I didn't mean that. I just didn't know you went to university.
I studied psychology, sonny. Only I forgot to graduate. That's when my father died.
Forgot to graduate?
So that's why you know the animals so well.
No, I know them well because I have a newspaper stand and I talk to hundreds of animals each day. And I listen to the everyday problems of almost all of them. There's no better lesson in animal studies.
You surprise me every time, old beaver. And what do you know about him? Can he be...
You're afraid he screwed you? He looks like a terribly dishonest
Skipped
snake,
it by
but
mistake.
don't let your prejudices overshadow what your wattle tells you. Quetzal's one of the kindest-hearted and most honest animals I've ever known.
That's good to know, Uncle Mullen. Or rather, Professor Mullen.
You don't become a professor by just going to university.
Hey, 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 don't get cocky with me, little chickie.
Alright, let's ask about the residents.
What do you know about the Wessler Mansion, Uncle Mullen?
That if you're about to go there, bring a tank with you, or two.
Gasoline tank, carbon dioxide tank, oxygen tank. What kind?
Dangerous, you mean?
Dangerous? It's a fortress, so it is. Giant walls, watchtowers, and of course, Wessler's hired thugs are waiting for you there.
Oh, that kind of tank. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. I'm tired.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's a beautiful place, I must admit. At least you'll kick the bucket with mouths hanging open in wonder.
Like, my mind went to every tank that's not really related to what they would use against criminals. And again, they shouldn't be using tanks against criminals.
That's something.
Good attitude, my lad. Keep it.
Oh, I can pick the... But it's behind the shop window. Guess we got a collectible. The Color Killers. I really wouldn't mind playing more games in this world. Yesterday, while I was playing it, I kept thinking, is there actually another game in the series? And I'm just starting with the latest one, but no, there isn't. It's just a very well-designed set of characters that gives you the impression that they've had multiple adventures before, but none of them have been released as games.
Oh, look what I found.
Furry gods. Another chicken police story.
And one of my favorites, too. Meredith outdid herself when she wrote this one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You're still mad at Meredith, aren't you?
What? He said something completely different to what's written.
If it's about me and you, then I want none of it, thanks. Reality's more than enough.
You're still mad at Meredith.
That woman screwed us over. She was supposed to write true stories based on our real notes.
Yeah, maybe she didn't want her readers dying of boredom. Anyway, The Fly in the Soup, The Bloody New Year's Eve, and The Seventh Rule of Predation are all based on reality.
A fly in the soup. Reminds me of my uncle. I don't know why, but every time you ask him to come up with a fake movie title, he comes up. He used to come up with the craziest shit. My favorite one of his was a title for a horror movie, The Snot on the Wall. I don't know why, but I just found that hilarious. Which actually reminds me, at one point when I was living in some student accommodation years and years ago, all my flatmates were girls, but one of them, well, three of them, and two of them would always be doing the cooking, and once the cooking is done, they would call her and she would just come eat, not even clean up after herself. She would get up and go back to her room, and they would clean up after her too. And myself and another one of my flatmates, we referred to her as the madam of the place. And also because every single night we would find a different group of guys. And initially they'd be standing around her door, you know, waiting, talking to each other, and I don't know what they're waiting for. But for some reason they all had the habit of picking their noses. And they all had the habit of wiping it next to the door. So you could easily tell how many people have visited her since she moved in by the number of snot marks on the wall. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah? And the other 7?
Nothing's ever good enough for you, huh, old fart?
Yeah, I've met my fair share of strange people.
Should I say it?
I know, Sonny. I can still get out.
But you won't.
On the beak.
Thanks, pal.
Forget about it. I'd be bored to death otherwise.
Huh. Maybe I am really Meredith H. Marble.
Have you lost your marbles? Why can I... Oh, you see, the strange thing about this game is I picked up whatever was in the drawer in the very beginning of the game, but I can still examine the drawer, the empty one.
What was the last book you read, Sonny?
Something by Herringway, if I remember correctly.
Wow, really?
No.
Oh.
I guess they're referring to Hemingway?
I can't even recognize the city in daylight.
Like a raving lunatic while asleep, right?
You know, another thing that I really like is the poses for every character really suits their personality. So Marty is usually crossing his arms.
It's like we're the only ones awake in the whole world.
And Sonny's, you know, his fingers are
119 days
crossed
left,
and
Marty,
just
and I'm outta
always
here.
contemplating
as soon
things.
As I get my discharge papers, I'm leaving for the wilderness on the first flight.
You know, I envy you a little.
It's not gonna be the real thing. Not on my own.
Why don't you take Natasha with you?
Huh. What are you even talking about?
Come on, Sonny. Cut the act.
Nautica, Stavonia, or even the provinces.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Very funny.
Funny because it's true. I guess everything's about selfish reasons in the end.
Many heroes become heroes out of selfishness, Marty, but not all of them. There are many unsung heroes, too, who already knew that nobody was going to hear about their deeds.
I hope you're not talking about us.
No, Marty, we're not heroes.
Yeah. We've done a lot of stupid things over the years, huh?
More than we should have, that's for sure.
Well, memories grow more beautiful with time. Today, I think what we did was done right.
It's a miracle we didn't burn down the city.
You see? We're getting better.
Well, I don't even know what to think.
I wouldn't like to be in your place, Sonny. But this doesn't change the things that already happened, you know? Your memories remain the same.
Easy to say, Marty, but I feel like nothing's the same anymore. Even my fondest memories have been stolen from me.
You mean she stole them?
Yeah.
Maybe you should look for her. You know, you could find her. You've got the connections.
I could have done it already. Maybe I was too cowardly.
Yeah, I'm examining everything before I move on with the story. If I rush just to the main story, I could easily finish this game in 3-4 hours. But I fool around a lot. Which is why I spend tens and tens of hours playing Yakuza games at times.
The blue side of the moon.
So, you know him after all.
Of course I know him. It's MB Davis, the greatest musician ever. But sometimes it's just fun to tease you, boss.
I'd like to know how many times you did that to me.
You see, I can still surprise you even after 10 years.
9.
You know it's just 9, don't you?
Of course, I know. Maybe you should go back to the nursery school.
I know you're just clucking with me, but believe it or not, I've thought about it.
And what's keeping you?
I can't stand children. I can't talk to them, I can't drink or smoke with them, I just don't know what to do with them.
I agree there. I just don't like children. Which is annoying because children seem to like me.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a problem. What are you hiding in there, Sonny?
You know, it's funny, I have no idea. I lost the key.
You want me to open it for you? I got a method.
Don't shoot my cabinet, Marty.
Okay. I'm pretty, am I?
I simply can't take my eyes off you.
Good. You know, pulling the trigger was the toughest decision of my life.
You mean when you shot me?
Yeah.
But it wasn't hard, because you thought you'd kill me.
Not at all, Sonny. I knew you'd survive. I wanted it to be a permanent injury and hurt like clucking hell. But I knew that everything would change from then on.
I want to know why he shot him.
That something was gonna break between us?
Yeah. And that I was never gonna be the same either. With that shot, I also gunned down who I was, you know?
It really did hurt like hell.
I know.
I almost bled to death.
Almost was the goal.
And? Did you manage to forgive me since then?
Well, what hurt me wasn't what you did. I mean, of course it did, but what hurt the most was you not trusting me. That you didn't believe me.
Not until you pulled the trigger. At that moment, I knew you were right. Ah, Cluck.
Yeah, Cluck. All right, enough sentimental crap. We have an insane rat waiting to be put behind bars, and a woman you gotta get.
What?
Come on, Sonny. Even a blind bat can see it.
Oh, well. Cluck again.
Yep.
You didn't have the chance to tell me what happened to your brother.
Oh, he has a brother?
He left Clawville, and I haven't talked to him since.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I received an unexpected letter 2 weeks ago from the Sura province. Someone dropped it off at my door.
Was it him?
He wrote the letter, that's for sure. I could smell the jungle when I opened it. But whether he was the one who delivered it, I don't know.
Have you tried to find him?
He'll find me if he wants to, Sonny. I know he's not guilty, and that's enough.
But he's still wanted in Clawville, right?
Yeah,
Well, I'm sorry for playing a part in all of this.
I know, Sonny. The past is the past.
You know, you've truly changed, Marty. You tried to hide it, but you've changed.
Thanks, boss.
Just, don't call me boss, okay? We're partners. I've also forgiven you, you know?
I don't remember asking for it.
I'm not mad anymore.
Blow me, Sonny. You always have to have the last word?
Of course not.
Oh, you just had the last word there. I really want to know why he shot him. Partners for a long time, headphones. You see, sometimes they say, okay, here, the writing says Marty's wife is Laura, a beautiful, warm-hearted predator. But if you click on it, it says Marty's fiance is Laura, a beautiful, warm-hearted predator. And in the game, they do change it a couple of times. One time he says, "Oh, I know I'm gonna marry that girl," and another time he says, "Oh, you have your wife waiting for you." I really don't know what it's about. Alright, let's go to the Westler residency.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong? Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
And it's in color.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Some color, I guess.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Westler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
Rat Knight.
Huh. One of Westler's ancestors, maybe.
Westler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yeah.
Must be some famous historical figure. How are you with history?
Not so good.
You know, I've always been fascinated by the Founding War, especially the last great battle between the Alliance and the Swamp Clans.
Don't believe the tales they tell about the war, Marty. There's nothing glorious or beautiful in it. Just endless suffering and misery.
And a lot of money, of course.
That too.
Like, you can examine a lot of irrelevant stuff too. For a
This
short game, it's
mansion?
pretty good.
Or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, Old Westler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage. Look at all these plants. It's like nature's claiming back what's hers.
Yeah, amazing.
Strange how someone so rotten inside, like Wessler, can still dream something so beautiful to surround himself with.
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
A watchtower?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
It's a long way down.
Well, we could finally find out if you can fly or not. Want to try?
Wait, so they actually climbed it just for fun?
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. He didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits. As you may already know.
You see, Archibald is just too polite. But then he he tried to kill us more than once.
Look who's here.
What a surprise. Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh, yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
Good thing there's a comment there, because that's so horny would be very different.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Is that right, Gabriel?
Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys.
Do you sense that, Sonny?
I do sense something. A case of hyper-stupidity.
And utter incompetence.
You're right.
Don't shit with me, you foul. It won't work well for you.
I'm afraid my partner speaks the truth, gentlemen.
Such tall and handsome creatures, aren't they, partner?
Sure are, partner.
This must lead to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
Let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah, just don't let it be us. It's like the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
No, it's actually comforting.
Yeah, it is.
This place is incredible, but it kinda gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet.
I guess we're talking to Olivia.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see Olivia here.
Why? She's the secretary.
She's real close to Wessler. But how much does she know?
Much more than me, I guess.
That wouldn't be hard.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin.
Huh?
Don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
What do they not understand, Olivia? So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Well, yeah, you've barely spoken to... Well, you haven't actually spoken to Martin all that much.
Yes, Miss Katsenko. I tried to warn you.
Thanks, Olivia?
You know, I had a dream before we came here. I saw Natasha with a bloody mouth and red claws.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty. I admit it. I haven't been this on edge for a long time.
I'm just angry. Truth is, I'm not entirely sure why.
Your sense of justice kicking in?
More like my sense of don't fuck with the chicken police.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Savas.
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah.
Cold, stiff Deborah.
Cold, stiff Deborah. I like the way he just cut to the chase.
Please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
But I can.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
I tried to...
Thanks?
Okay. What about her? We can't talk to her again.
Yeah, our fate's in her hands.
And what lovely hands they are, huh?
Paws, more like it.
With sharp claws, Marty.
All right, let's. Where are we going? Ah, this way. Farewell from Fowls.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
Yep, it's the corner. The corner is with the signature of Albert.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
Albert Wessler.
That's
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit. It's unbelievable how much trouble one single painting can make.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, Detective.
I'll make it clear for you soon enough. Be patient, Mr. Wessler.
Even my patience has its limits, you know.
Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
Would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Yeah, the voice for Wessler suits him very well.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm examining everything while I have the chance.
This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking aloud. Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we going to flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, Can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
Alright, let's ask about Natasha.
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
I mean, touche.
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Filthy rats!
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
Alright.
About the painting.
Yeah, my brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself. This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
He was, because he's Albert.
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
Right, the letter.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha.
More like a confession.
In which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
Yep.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
Alright, let's question him. The finale. Or not. When did he pull the gun?
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Alright, what were you thinking?
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
When did you decide to take your brother's place, or you wanted to wrap everyone around your dirty little fingers, didn't you? Nah. First one.
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Why or when?
Yeah, as you're curious, from the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler. But you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Wanted to wrap everyone No, again, I'm not doing that one. Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately? Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler? Yeah, let's go with the third.
Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler?
Did I ever believe? I still do. I believed it all along. Don't you get it? I am Ibn Wessler.
And also Albert Wessler.
I see you're starting to understand.
Does it make you happy to control others, Albert, or did you enjoy tearing out your own brother's tongue? Or so if you are two people at the same time even now?
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
Gas chamber? Is that how they execute people in this country?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
But when do you think you can deceive Natasha? What would you have done if Natasha found out? Kill her too? That was your plan? Take his place and live happily ever after? Yeah, let's go with the last one.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
His what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
Yeah, the hand is trembling.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him.
What was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Just a cheap copy? Or no, that's provocative. You enjoy leading everyone by the nose? Also provocative. Do you think you can explain everything with your insanity? Also provocative. We want to turn him against himself, so what did you do that made Ibn get you locked up? That way he's gonna hate Ibn more and he might turn the gun on himself.
What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up?
That's a sharp turn, detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all the hate and jealousy come from?
Jealousy? What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone, locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville, driving an expensive car, living in a mansion, with the city's most desirable woman in his bed. Why wouldn't you be jealous?
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn. Maybe he still is. But I understand why he did it. Albert was beyond control and dangerous.
What does that mean exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old Mom. She never heard her fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful, foolish, poor painter.
What did you do to her, Albert?
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Ibn knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed. He never said no to his brother.
But he never forgot who did this to him either, did he?
Ibn was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could. Even introduced Natasha in the end.
And that was his downfall.
Both of them, Sonny. And yours, too.
Did you hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert? Or when did you decide that we too have to die? Let's go with the latter.
When did you decide that we too have to die?
Can I be honest? I didn't want to hurt you, even after what you've done at the club, after interrogating Natasha and me so cruelly. I didn't care. You just saw what's on the outside, just scratching the surface.
Until we found Deborah.
I didn't even know about you finding her until the phone call from the Nile. Then it all became clear. I understood I underestimated you. I had to remedy that mistake before it was too late.
You remove anyone if they happen to cross your path, don't you? Without batting an eye.
Ibn had always been like that. Albert the opposite, so don't think I wasn't struggling, but eventually, yeah. Courage won every time.
You mean fear?
Yeah, What do you know about these concepts, Detective? You spent your life chasing petty nobodies until you turned into one of them.
I may be a nobody, Mr. Wessler, but at least I know who and what I am. I'm Santino Featherland. Tell me, can you still tell who you really are? Albert? Ibn? Both of them? Neither.
Enough, Santino. Enough games. Ask your last question before I get tired of you and pull the trigger.
I'm very close to breaking him, but if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
If you still had a spawn, you put that gun to your own head. Nah, that's not gonna work. Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was, simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so, distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I know Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
Alright. 90%. Not 100. Oh well.
So, you heard everything.
I heard
everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you,
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target.
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly,
the cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Now, before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
I love how when Monica moves her head, the glasses move a little bit too.
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys...
Yes, boss?
Don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed?
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Ah, Tim.
Maybe one day you'll get your own statue at the PD, boss. I can almost see it now.
Not while Blood Boil's alive.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What about him? How the hell did he wind up here?
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think someone hired him?
Could be. You? What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations when it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
I think I have an idea who hired you, Phil.
Hey, stop it right there. I don't want to know who you think.
Oh, are you afraid your reaction would give you away?
You wish, pal.
Anyway, it's good to see you here, Hawkeye.
I'm glad you made it out alive. It didn't take you much.
Yeah, not much.
Ah, Tim!
Ah, look what garbage the wind brought in.
Good gods, is this guy everywhere?
Our faithful chronicler.
I swear I'm gonna hang him someday. How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey! Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Wessler Empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that. Look at all these plants. It's like,
Yeah.
strange how someone's so rotten inside.
Okay, we've already done that. Monica?
I don't know if I've ever seen Monica in daylight.
This means she's real, not just a ghost of the police station.
So, you can finally ask her out on a date.
Me? You mean you?
I didn't even hear that. Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those fur heads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me. How did you know we were here?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
Don't get used to it, Marty.
Damn, I wouldn't have thought it, but I'm glad the old hound's here.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Santino, you're doing that on purpose?
Yes.
No, sir. Never, sir.
Then get the fuck out of here.
I'm leaving
You think
Natasha
she was
for
part
lost.
of it?
I don't think so, Marty. She seemed entirely honest. Maybe she was the only one who was honest with us the whole time.
You may be right. Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just, wanted to thank you
For what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
Look at that. The mongrel caught himself some big game.
Now he can wag his tail.
Yuck.
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Well, we tried to.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco. Nice catch, Bosco. You can mount them on your wall as trophies.
Yeah, I wish I could, Sonny.
Please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky. Gentlemen?
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing.
Nope, he's back to what he was.
I hope we'll meet again, gentlemen.
So do I, Shakespeare. And while you're sitting in your cell, you could teach your famous manners to your friend, too.
Maybe I will, Mr. Featherland.
I certainly hope so, pal.
So here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Chicken Police in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim, drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police, say cheese.
I didn't get to talk to Natasha. Chicken Police back together again. Birds of a feather. I didn't get the chance to talk to Natasha. I left her for last, but then I couldn't. The following animal species were not included in this game: Indo-Chinese tiger, northern white rhino, Sphinx's macaw, Hawaiian tree snail, Indian cheetah, Alagoas foliage gleaner, Bollinger's speckled skink, Bramble Cay melomis, Katrina pupfish, Chinese paddlefish, cork and rubber frog, tree hunter, among many others. Mostly because in the development of the game, all these species have been declared extinct, according to the lowest possible scientific extinction. Okay, 1,000 times higher than the natural extinction rate. That's actually a cool way of putting it. Okay, the music, great, suits the atmosphere. Voice acting, phenomenal. Really high quality. Oh, the bartender is voiced by the same... Oh, no, modeled by the same person who did the thing. I didn't look at the voices. The model for Sonny and several other characters is the same. Interesting. The story was kind of predictable. It's the kind of story I would find if this is a longer game with multiple cases, something like Phoenix Wright. I could see this being the final case, but that would mean we've built up the information from several cases, we've built up the characters. They've done a very good job of building the characters for such a short game. And every character has very distinct personalities and... Okay, Sonny and Quetzal have the same... Marty and the bartender have the same voice. Fulmar and Gabriel have the same voice. Archibald and Albert Wessler have the same voice. To my mom and dad who didn't freak out when I told them I was working on pin-up girls with animal heads and mad beavers. Thanks. Oh, Bosco, Sonny, they're the name of their pets.
It's dead.
To be continued? Yeah, I could see they would want to do more with this game.
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
She gave you a box of patches, but you threw it away? Call me 555-223. Whatever happens, happens. Spike Spiegel. Really? Spike Spiegel? Yeah, it's a good game. I like it. It's just I wish it was multiple cases instead of just one. And I wish the twist was less predictable. It did feel a little too predictable. Okay, so find all 10 Chicken Police novels, codex, information. We haven't actually seen all the cutscenes? Interesting. There's one last one.
Hello, boss.
Hello, boy.
What will happen to her now?
I don't know, Marty. I have no idea. So, what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything...
Yes, I know where to find you.
See you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am?
Goodbye, detectives. And what about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do...
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now, don't we?
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, the story was kind of predictable, which is a problem. I kind of called it early on that it's two people. It's not Ibn Wetzler. Somebody else took his place, and they kind of give very obvious hints too, and it's meant to be foreshadowing, but it was kind of obvious. Another thing I didn't like about the twist is it's the tired trope of having anyone with mental health issues be the antagonist. It gets old. It's I mean, I like the fact that at least the hospital, the doctor, was actually a good guy who's trying to help people. But yeah, that's one tired trope I could do without. But overall, it's a good game. I mean, it took a couple of hours to do, and yeah, I think it's good. I'm debating whether I should call it a night or stream for longer, but I think I'm gonna call it a night. And I'm considering streaming I Am Dead tomorrow, which is an indie game as well. It was very well received. I might give that a go, or I could do multiple indie games. I also want to try Hades. People have been telling me, play Hades, you'll love Hades, but I haven't played it yet. So there's that. We'll see how it goes. I'll play it by ear, as usual. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and the follows, and the hosts. And I will catch you tomorrow, I guess. I'll try and stream tomorrow. I'm trying to at least stream, even for a short bit, every day. Until I'm back into a decent rhythm. But then you know what happens. After a while, I get tired and I stop for a long time. But let's not jump to that conclusion very quickly. Alright, Domo, enjoy your evening, I guess. Rest, whatever you have to do. And enjoy your Monday. See you.